All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I want to congratulate you, those of you part of the mastermind who did your DMP videos. Oh my goodness. I get to watch some cool conversations and some breakthroughs and awarenesses. And there you go. Now you can see me. How's everybody doing this morning? I think I got everything in the right place. Recording, we got stuff. You can hear me. Nobody's sending me notes. So I wanted to have a conversation with you this morning about what it means to inspire yourself. And inspire yourself could mean make yourself nervous, scared, agitated, frustrated, all of those cool things. Because so for those of you that are not part of the thing that's going on, the mastermind, we had them write out their DMPs, their definite major purpose. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is so that you can maybe have an insight, maybe that you can. A lot of times when people create these special communities, the doors get closed. Well, I don't want to close the door as much as I want to let you peek in the windows every now and then, because maybe a lot of times we get scared. A lot of times we get nervous about making a decision for ourselves. And I can tell you, that's going to cause some problems from this day forward if you're not willing to invest in yourself. And the challenge is sometimes we have a tremendous amount of evidence that says this investment that I made in myself didn't work. I can tell you it worked. It may not be the result you want. It did work. It produced a result. The challenge or the question is are you willing to change the way you do things so the things you do change things? And I haven't watched the videos yet. Just got back, and so now I'm gonna spend some time today doing that. And I can promise you, I'm gonna hear some awesome conversations. And the reason that you want to video yourself is because you just don't see yourself while you're saying it. When you video yourself, a lot of times people, how many of you drop a V in the chat if you've ever recorded yourself back in the day and you didn't like the sound of your voice? You know what I'm saying? Do you know what happens when you add to that not only the sound of your voice, but the image of your face and the way you move? And if you listen to it, when you kind of force yourself to listen to it, you start to hear the ums and the ahs, and you're like, where are you looking? Right? I know this is what I went through. And you get very scared to see yourself on video. You know, there's people out there who have been on social media for a while and have yet to do a live. That's okay. Maybe they don't have a message to say. But I can tell you, if you're somebody that's going to influence people in order for them to pay you money, you have to have your resume. I was awarded, and the reason I can speak to this is because I was awarded about a $70,000 speaking gig. Now, they didn't pay me all 70. From the money they spent on the first class ticket from here to China and all of the stuff, the hotels and the cars and the assistants and the translators that they had with me 24/7. They spent a lot of money. They spent a bunch of money on me. They also spent a lot of money on that. But the reason they did that is from a 2-minute video on YouTube called Conversations Have Power. And it was me setting a camera on a partition wall outside of an event center, and me leaning into the camera about this close saying, come here, you got to hear this. Come here. This is amazing. And I talked about how conversations create momentum. Now, I didn't do that hoping I would get paid $15,000 for a speaking gig. They spent about 70, it totaled 50,000 to get me there. It was an expensive investment in them. And I did it with enthusiasm and emotion. So I say this to say, if you are ready to set your goals, if you are ready to take yourself to the next level, If you were to turn on your, here's the thing that's going to be kind of a little punch in the nose. If you were to turn on your video right now, if you were to turn on your video right now and record your desired, your dreams, your goals, and then play that for people, and that's all you could use, listen carefully, that's all you could use to go build your business, would people say yes? There's a good chance probably not, because it's your first time. That's the key right there. Jim Rohn said that's a clue. If it is your first time, then get to real quick, get to your 50th time real quick, get to your 100th time real quick. Because until you get there, I forget who wrote the book called Outliers, but they talk about 10,000 hours to become an expert. Do you realize maybe, just maybe, you're not an expert in you yet? Maybe, let me take that back. You have an expertise in you that nobody else can have. Malcolm Gladwell, thank you. You have an expertise in you that nobody else has. The question you have to ask yourself is, are these the results of a version of me operating at its best potential? I do something, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, it's called the little box. And in the top left-hand corner, be over here for you. The top left-hand corner, write P, stands for potential. How much potential do you have? How available is the potential of the universe? How available is the potential of the universe available to you? How much of it? 100%. And so from P, top left-hand corner, to the top right-hand corner, actions. Between those two is a huge disconnect. What actions? If 100% potential's there for your success, what percent potential for your actions is available? 100%. Yet how many of us take advantage of 50%, 20%, 5%, 2%? Most people do the same thing over and over and over. What did Einstein say? If they said it, I don't know if he said it. Doing the same things over and over and over, expecting what? Different results, is insanity. Well, so you got over here in your top left-hand corner, potential, all the potential in the world for you, not for me. My potential is different than your potential. Your potential is 100%, 100% potential action. Let's just say we could amp up your DMP, amps up the correct actions you could take, because actions produce what? Bottom right-hand corner. Actions produce results, R. And I can tell you, those who are doing we have a little WhatsApp group where all of the folks in the mastermind are uploading their videos and uploading their writings of their DMP. And the community that's being created, there's a level of connection inside of this community that these people didn't know each other 6 months ago. They didn't know each other 5 months ago, but they have an intimate relationship because of watching them and supporting them and guiding them through their DMP. It's truly a mastermind. I'm so scared. I'm so nervous. You're doing great. You could do a little of this. The camera was shaking. Go back and look at this. You take some time. Doing it once is a start. Getting it right is the goal. So they start this and they're doing this and they're encouraging each other and they're offering constructive and positive suggestions on improving. Do you have that in your world? Or are you doing the lone wolf kind of scenario? Because if you're doing the lone wolf, your actions and results are going to be singular in nature, which then drives the bottom left-hand corner, beliefs. Which, once you have your beliefs set, some people have their beliefs set in stone, then that drives the potential. I'm not good enough. I'll never be enough. I don't know why I can't get it. And so when you have those results, which drive your beliefs, which limits your potential. So understanding the power of a DMP, definite major purpose. not a 5-year goal or 10-year goal, although it does incorporate it. It does fit into it. It does feed into it. It's a 12-month goal from now until January 15th, 2025. What's your goal? What's your desire? Do you really know how to do it? Have you ever set a goal and superseded it, wildly superseded it? That's what your DMP does. Napoleon Hill says right in the beginning, he said, for those of you who begin and find your secret, right? He says in no fewer than 100 times has the secret to success been revealed in these pages. This is inside of Think and Grow Rich. He said, when you do find it, I have a version of the book somewhere. It was eaten by my dogs probably 20 years ago. It says, when you do find the secret, stop, turn down the page, and turn down a drink, for your life will never be the same. Some of you have been working, struggling, repeating, working, or struggling, and saying, when is it going to be my chance? I can promise you your goal, the thing you want, is as close as your skin. It's important to do what Waddle says, change the way you look at things so the things you look at change. Dyer said that. Waddle said, it's not about doing certain things. It's about doing things in a certain way. Dyer said, change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. The Bible said, life and death is in the power of the tongue. This is about becoming wildly emotional about your goals. We become emotional about setting them. We become very logical with the numbers, and we're like, oh, this would be so good. That's still logic. We think we're emotional about it. Oh, man, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to write my affirmations, and I'm going to read it 5 times a day. Bob Proctor read his 2 or 3 times a day. I'm going to read mine. I'm going to memorize it, and we never do. So I would suggest that as you begin this journey, if you decide, find out what it's like to be a part of a mastermind. I mean, a real community mastermind, not these things where you have a mentor that talks to you 3 times a week, maybe, and it's all about your business. It's not about your life. I'd offer you that. So I'm going to go have a conversation with my inner circle, those folks part of the Daily Awakening. If you'd like to join us, you can go to unlearnme.live and you can join us on the Zoom. If you want to get access to some of these recordings, you can go to Sean School, SEANSKOOL.com, and you'll see some Daily Awakenings in the classroom. You can see some Daily Awakening audios there. So I love you tons. I appreciate you. I'm your head brain training, brain scrambling misfit. I'll see y'all where? I'll see you at the next event. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now. Good morning.